Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are well in absolutely all your ways, and that you're moving into your own narrative and at least mentally supporting our collective narrative by knowing the truth of what's going on and then spreading that truth to others, because now we are the truth tellers, family, and the truth is about this mental warfare that we're going on. You know, ever since it was officially announced that Kenya is sending 1,000 police to IT, there has been a lot of outrage in Kenya, family. A lot of Kenyans have taken to Twitter and other social media platforms asking, why us? Why us? So many others have refused, I think, because the UN had actually put up this, petition asking people if, asking different nations. The divided states had even asked Canada, their neighbor, they had asked neighbors of IT, and no one wanted to get involved. But sadly, the narrative I'm not seeing is that Kenya is not doing this because IT is the enemy. Kenya is doing this because we are in debt. And I'm not even making excuses for the government, but we have to realize, family, that this is when the ducks come home to roost. This is when the rubber meets the road, however you want to put it. We were ensnared by Babylon. A lot of our governments were ensnared by Babylon to take these massive loans ever since independence, to build the Babylonian cities, to build the Babylonian world on the motherland. Because all we've done is copy paste their architecture, at least here in East Africa. But when I look at all the skyscrapers in the major cities across Africa, that's what it seems. To copy paste how they build, to copy paste everything, and we haven't even created or manufactured. We've never invested in our manufacturing industries. You can count on one hand the number of countries in Africa that are actually producing their own cars. It's not because we're ignorant. It's not because we're lazy. It's not because we're dumb. It's because it's by design. The geopolitical system that the motherland finds itself in is by design, family. So what we should be saying is that Kenya is literally, because we're a debt slave, we're being forced. And all we're seeing now is a propaganda of the government talking about how, Kenya is going to end gang violence and IT. I mean, come on. But they're being hit right back, family, by our Twitter warriors. If you haven't heard of Kenya on Twitter, just Google it. Google us. Where IT has actually been trending ever since this news was released, and we saw the defense minister of the divided states and our defense minister signing this agreement. Did you see how both of them are melanated? Do you see how they use us to push their agenda? And you see, this entire world is energy, it's all vibration. So why? Why have someone that looks like I to start implementing some of these things? But it's great to see that Pan-Africanism is still alive and kicking, family. Like IT control continues to trend in Kenya at number one. I think it's over 50 to 100,000 tweets, individual tweets, angry tweets against the government. And the good thing is that because of the amount of momentum that this has reached, and is gaining and continues to gain, we may actually even see a member of parliament or a senate or a senator somewhere in Kenya actually try and stop this. Because one thing we need to read the fine print, family. Babylon always makes us think something has been done when it's still in the deciding stages. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but when I was reading through the articles, it was like Kenya has agreed to send, but now we have to, I think, go through the UN and this and that before we can land there. So the noise we're making right now makes so much sense, family, and it is definitely gaining momentum. I'm not sure if there's a petition or anything out there. Let me know. And so many different, Kenyans putting in their 2 cents. African Digest said, U.S. once sent 20,000 troops to bring peace to Haiti and failed. Brazil tried to do the same by bringing in 13,000 troops and failed. Kenya is trying to do that with 1,000 cops, not even soldiers. What Kenyan government, mostly corrupt, are doing is sacrificing 1,000 people for some funds. And I think there was even a tweet somewhere where the gangs, who knows, until me, I talked to one of those gangs. I don't know if they're gangs, I don't know if they're revolutionary armies, who knows, family. But they said, hey, I think they released a warning once, because now the world is a stage. We all living in this little bubble. They released a warning to the Kenyan president saying, something like, prepare for, your soldiers, your police, not even soldiers, police to return in body bags. And interestingly, at the same time, IT has also petitioned the African Union, perplexed at why a brotherhood nation would agree to the imperialist plans of the divided states and want to send troops to Haiti. I think over 65 organizations came together. And you know what I also found really interesting, family? Can you imagine? Kenya did not even have diplomatic relationships with Haiti until last Wednesday, like mid-September. They literally just signed diplomatic relations before the police went there. And another thing that people don't know is Kenya was one of the few countries that was actually opposing IT joining the African Union. So a lot of different African countries are actually salty about that, family. But definitely add your 2 cents, especially if you're in Kenya. Let's express our outrage because we have moved into spiritual time. Our voice does matter. Our voice carries weight. Special shout out to every single person that supports us on Patreon. Definitely consider supporting the channel so that we can dedicate more time to bring you the awakening news. These are such exciting times for Africa. I was going to say these are such exciting times, Africans, but for the motherland, because everything is changing. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, family, but it's already happened in the spiritual realm. So it must manifest here, regardless of how much chaos it comes with, regardless of how much obstacles are put in the way. This is the season of our liberation. TUKO PAMOJA.